ELD with Brainstorm MTG back here with some legacy action film Battlegrounds game, Abington, Massachusetts. This time we have Kiefer on a red prison deck versus Steve Acorn on Czech Pile. Czech Pile, one of the most popular decks in the format now, has a lot of really fun cards, very interactive, and there's so many different ways to build it that players can put their own little spin on the deck without deviating too far from the core strategy, whereas Kiefer really striking out on his own, his type of deck building, put a lot of work in on Red Prison, and here we've got a Blood Moon deck, and that is actually a Innistrad card that I would need to read too. This is some type of Halimar something. It's a 2/3 for a 2 and a red. When it attacks, you put two 1/1s attacking. It also melds into something which will not be a factor because I believe meld half is actually worth playing. But as it is, it's a very similar card to the Goblin Rabble Master, taking 2 tokens per turn instead of 1. Also does not get pumped by the other goblins. So I'm not sure if this is additional Rabble Masters or if he's actually just testing out something different. And it actually looks like that is a brutal, brutal turn there. The Diabolic Edict able to kill the Innistrad creature, whatever the heck its name was. Let me know in the comments because I literally don't know what that card's called. I have played against it as well. But yeah, that's pretty brutal. Diabolic Edict able to kill it. Rabble Master would have at least left him with a 1/1 Goblin the wake of that Edict. We've got a Force and a Fetch land so far, slowly chipping away at Steve's life. 18, very comfortable life total. Kiefer having that trademark 3 mana on the first turn. Magus of the Moon, batted down by Force of Will. Now we've got Blood Moon. That one's gonna stick. Czech Pile gonna need hopefully playing some type of red cards like Young Pyromancer. If it is actually Czech Pile, he's going to be in a world of hurt because there's not a lot of cards here that are going to interact favorably. He does have Lightning Bolt, and so far he's going to be stuck on blue and red. That's going to really punish cards like Baleful Strix. Snapcaster Mage, still a reasonable draw in that it can flash back that Lightning Bolt, but Sword of Fire and Ice adding to the board. Any threat by Kiefer now is going to, and we're talking any threat, we're talking monkey beats. That is not the best threat, but holding a Sword of Fire and Ice, it represents a very serious clock. We're going to be seeing 6 a turn here from Steve. And I am loving the pace that these guys are playing at, really slinging some spells. Steve not dilly-dallying. He knows the situation he's in. He's playing appropriately for the board state, and we'll see what he can do with a singleton blue mana. Snapcaster for Bolt, no longer exciting play. One more hit from that ape puts him down to 6 life, and this is going to do it unless Steve can find something spicy off the top. Another Moon Man means for serious, we've got a lot of mountains, and that's it there for Steve. So very good game. Came together very quickly for Kiefer. Steve caught unprepared for the multiple Blood Moon effects there. Able to stop the first one, which is very often enough, but for that game, another one stuck, and then a third Magus of the Moon around at the end there. So Czech Pile definitely can be exploited by these Blood Moon decks. We'll see what happens for games 2 and 3 if there is one. While the sideboarding's happening, I'd like to thank Battlegrounds Games and Hobbies from Abington, Massachusetts. That is where this tournament took place. Excellently run event, awesome prize support, great times were had by all. Really nice to catch up with the store owner, Derek. Haven't seen him in quite some time, and I'm really happy for him to have grown his chain here. He's got 3 stores, all of them exceptional, and to see that the and kind of rewarding stores as the also taken care of by these stores. That relationship is just really awesome to see. I really like people taking care of their local game stores, also heading out to events at other game stores when there's something that's big and exciting, like this Battlegrounds event. Scholars player, that I'm there every Wednesday, but I am happy to visit other stores supporting the Eternal formats like Battlegrounds and etc. I was actually just Poison thing. Plenty of them around New England. Very interested in supporting the stores that support Eternal. That is exactly what this event was, just an awesome time for everybody involved. I think we had about 40 people, and the top 8 was all dual lands, plateaus for 5th through 8th, and plus some credit mixed in made out the top 4. Just about done sideboarding here, hopefully. Just a bit, I mean, post, get up, restroom or something. These are all new to me, which is a lot of fun. Not being involved in the match does keep me on my toes. Not see in the reflections any type of shuffling going on. That game 1 was played at a blistering pace. Totally impromptu video here. So yes, we've got a deck being presented out of nowhere. I thought we might have got caught with a deck check or something. That was some downtime. And we should be good to go here. So those decks are shuffled and see more fireworks. Kiefer looking to have 3 mana on the first turn. He has Simian Spirit Guide and Chrome Mox along with the Soul Lands. And he has so many different combinations which can turn into a first turn Blood Moon or at least a turn 1 Chalice of the 2 mana on the first turn necessary for that Chalice, 3 for all of the Blood Moon effects. I do not believe that Keeper is very high on Blood Sun card that just came. Of course, that does cantrip. It does prevent those fetch lands from tapping 4 red mana, which can be very relevant. However, they don't really do anything in conjunction with each other, and you're generally gonna prefer to have a Blood Moon down. Blood Moon shutting off all of those dual lands, whereas Blood Sun mostly about shutting off the fetch land. I have been hearing about some Enchantress builds running Blood Sun and Blood Moon. Those are some enchantments, I'll give them that. I have not seen the list in action yet. Right now it's kind of on the fringes of the format, but that does sound like it could be spicy, stealing those. I do think Keeper has the right idea around Blood Moon, that it is the type of card that really wants to be played turn 1. Does not guarantee victory. I have had some matchups with Keeper where he has jammed turn 1 Blood Moon, form has been right through it like it wasn't there. It was very frustrating. Prison player, but that is part of the gamble. That'll do a lot of work, as do basic type of match. Have Steve with check pile, dropping a fetch land and passing. Grab a basic island for that almost certainly. If we could fetch in. Making use of that early mana, very important, but of course that's balanced by getting maximum utility out of a card like Brainstorm. Shuffling away 2 dead cards is going to be preferable. And we have a Blood Moon again on turn 1 and not fetching. So he is elected not fetch. I don't know why. I'm curious how this goes. We've got a Noetic Cavern played on Keeper's side of the board, so he's up to 3 mana casting Magus of the Moon. It's a threat. It's going to need to get handled. And that Blood Moon, however, is really the problem, would appear. The swamp over there for Czech pile means he has black and red. Really going to want some blue mana to play most of the cards in his deck. And there we have Imperial Recruiter, a new reprint in Masters 25, just got spoiled as of the recording of this video. I actually have no idea how many of those I have. The prints are coming down big time. So I think Masters 25 is going to be a super exciting set for people to draft. Diabolic Edict there, taking care of the Imperial Recruiter. Not sure what Kiefer fetched yet, but I suspect we'll see very soon. Snow-covered mountain. They're all mountains. There's Chalice at 1. And another 2 mana for Walking Balloon. That looks like a new addition to me. I do not recall seeing that in Kiefer's list. But that certainly has some punch to it. Getting in there. So this is going to be a growing threat. And there is that Innistrad card. I am not sure what it is. And that looks like it will take over the game from here. Multiple Diabolic Edicts. Once those tokens spawn, likely going to be it. And there's a Sword of Fire and Ice. That's going to actually draw the concession right there. Looking at just way too much damage. That was going to be 10 damage there, 10 damage the next turn. Or actually 12 damage the next turn. So Kiefer closing that match out rather quickly on the strength of Blood Moon. So that was a good example of what his deck can do, and that is going to be something to contend with how far that gets in this tournament. We've got a few more rounds here before the top 8. 6 rounds total for this tournament. It was over 32 players. It was actually close to 40. So that's it for this game. I'll see you on the next one. This has been ELD with Brainstorm MTG. Watching.